Welcome to the GLAC studio. This is Gomati Sivasankaran, founder CEO, the guiding light art company building bright futures through art. Today, in the episode 5 of the GLAC What Next series, Change Management in Practice, we meet an engineer who has transformed himself into a business professional, a network expert, if I may say so. We are meeting KANNATHASAN Pandian, an Indian living in Denmark, soon to be a Danish citizen. He is the head of Indians in Denmark Foundation. And he is also running his own business, the South Indian chain of restaurants in Denmark. Without much ado, let's get on to the show and get to know the challenges he faces and how is he accepting change or adapting to change along with the challenging situations right now. KANNATHASAN Pandian, welcome to the GLAC What Next series, Change Management in Practice.
Thank you.
I am so proud as an Indian living here in Denmark to be able to interview you. There is a lot about you that many people do not know, and I think we should cover here. Your journey is such an inspiring one. Many of us in Copenhagen Business School that has been a regular customers at one of your restaurants have keenly watched you, also from a management perspective, how you have been conducting many things. But before I speak much, I think I should let you to introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And it's also my honor to be here. And so let me, start with a small introduction, like who I am and how I ended up in Denmark, and then what I'm doing. I'm basically IT engineer. I was working for Nokia Bangalore. Then I got transferred to Nokia Denmark. So me and my few colleagues from Bangalore, we moved to Denmark to set up some new business unit in Denmark. So that's where I landed in Denmark. I think 2008 or 9. I don't remember exactly. I think it's 2009. 2008. I'm sorry. So 2008, I came to Denmark for working for Nokia. So I was working for Nokia for a few years, but when I moved to Denmark, I can see the huge difference between India and Denmark in terms of the working culture, in terms of people living in Denmark, even the Indian living in Denmark and Indian living in India. There's a huge difference. So yes. I always feel or miss that, I'm missing India here. I'm missing, so many things. So when someone come new to Denmark, they feel it's a huge difference. It's very hard to, adapt or understand why it is like this and how it is like this. I mean, the situation has been changed a lot now, but if you look at 12 years before, all the supermarket close at 5 o'clock normally.
Yep.
In the weekend, everything is closed. So that's actually huge, kind of difference, that where we go for shopping, we go out, eat, everything happens in the weekend. But then here the weekend is completely locked down, where you cannot go to supermarket, you are only depends on the kiosk. Another thing is the climate. So I landed 2008 December, when it was almost a peak winter season. So and it's 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you can see the sun a little bit, and then slowly after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, maybe you'll see the sun 1 or 2 hours. So that was my first and worst winter I have seen. And after 2008 until now, I have not seen it, because that winter was no snow. It was completely dark. So I was really, frustrated, and I don't know whether, why I come to Denmark, and I really need to, do something to meet people. And I was living in Amma. From Amma to my office in Sudan, Nokia. When I go there, I don't see even a single Indian or, with a black skin, or Asian. It was very hard to find a person. So that's where, I thought we need some network or group where people can get together and people can know each other. That's how I started my first initiative called Indians in Denmark.
Yes, sir.
It was actually started a small group. Then it's become the big Indians in Denmark community, and I believe that's one of the big group still. And also in
So.
Facebook we have a strong user database and strong community network. Everything is still going on. I'm very happy the way how it progressed. Of course, there are a lot of obstacles to grow, and it's not so easy when someone come new and then start something. It's very hard for even the Indians living here to accept it. Okay, that someone is doing, and we support and things like that. So that was my basic things where how I get introduced with community, and then I get a lot of contacts and networks. And people think that I make a lot of money from Indians in Denmark, but it actually I spend a lot of money from my own pocket. We get hardly peanuts. If you have organized an event, at the end of the day, you will be spending 1,000 from your own pocket because you don't have money. But outsider, they always think different. But the only
There's a lot.
The only thing you can get out of it, you will get a good network and people know you, and you have a good communication team, and you will you have basically a network is also knowledge, network is also money,
Definitely,
network is also business. So that's what you get in terms of returning from Indians in Denmark. So that's where my first introduction to the community and so on. Then I was working for Nokia's, and I have to find other job, and Nokia decided to close down.
Yes, that happened in 2011, 12, I guess.
2011. So they have to close down the Nokia site. I have to move to other the jobs. So I was working for another company called Phase One, again as a automation test engineer for I think almost 5 years I worked there. But while working, there was a time me and my wife, we went to Paris. That was kind of game changer. Like we are kind of people with one income, and we live very more economically, almost like how all Indians living here. So very economical, because it's one income. You have to manage the family, you have to manage the kids, you need to support the family back in India. So you have everything, a lot of things you need to do it. Yes. So but still so that means that we don't go out and eat, and we don't go out and have a fun or things like that. But we went to Paris, and then that was turning the whole story is turned a little different. We went to Paris, I think 2014. 2014, went to Paris with my wife and my daughter. We are like I said, more economical family. We went there for sightseeing, but then 3-4 days we spent in Paris. All 4 days we are just only eating. So then, at the end of the trip, we realized that, we came here for sightseeing, but then at the end, we did what we did is just eating, because it's been almost 2 years we didn't go to India, and we are, really craving for good South Indian food.
And that was there in Paris already.
Yeah, that was the first trigger point that we as a Indian couple family, we don't spend much, but then we spend so much money just for eating. That's because we don't get the proper South Indian food. So then why don't we start something in Copenhagen? That's where something it happened, or it triggered me to explore more on it. And I actually did a lot of hard works. It's not like people don't understand how this possible. But even I worked as a dishwasher in a few places to know how the restaurant works.
Oh.
So and then moreover, when I started my first restaurant in 2015, Fredericksburg, with I think that's very close to CBS. That's where a lot of CBS students.
That's why we're all your fan.
Yeah. So when we opened the restaurant, first restaurant, it was completely new. I was still working in IT, but then started the restaurant. Managing both without any support from family or friends, because I really want to start something without no one knowing. That's because whenever I tell them that I'm going to start something, there is always a people say no, don't do it. Denmark is not for business. Don't do it. So that's why I had quite few good friends, but I want to give them surprise, so I didn't tell anybody that I'm going to start a South Indian restaurant. So I called one day before everyone, and I told them that we are going to meet and have eaten one restaurant. I didn't tell that name. So then they came, and that's how I introduced. Okay, this is my restaurant. I'm going to open tomorrow. So the lot of people who got shocked and actually kept it very secret. I didn't tell anyone.
I
That's
know that.
because, yeah, that's also because of we don't know when how people take it, and we also got stuck with getting the chef and so on. So we were running few months as it is the old restaurant, just to have experience on how the restaurant is, and then change, close everything, and then change to South Indian. When we opened the first restaurant, it was actually super hit. There is always a people on the street waiting for the table, and we thought it's only first 3 months it will go away, but then it was still keep going. So in that point only we decided, okay, we will open one more in Westerlo,
Yeah.
and then we opened quite few now. But yeah, so that's how the South Indian is developed, and how we are getting dosa in almost all major cities now. We had 8 outlets before Corona, but now we have to close down few of them due to COVID.
Yep.
Of course, we also look for new opportunities when everything is back to normal. So now we have only 5 outlets. Out of 5, 2 is run by franchisee, and then 3 is owned by our own concept.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's whole story in short.
Awesome. I want to add few things to this. Indians in Denmark, this group, I think it's now 10,500 plus, if I am correct.
Yes, it is 10,000 plus.
Yes, 10,500 plus Indians living in Denmark are still a member of this group, are running a huge group.
Yeah.
Plus a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's not just one restaurant.
No.
It's 10, almost 10 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a lot to catch up. How do you manage your time?
No, it is like I said, it's not only me. When you take Indians in Denmark, it's maybe people know me from Indians in Denmark, but there are so many people behind the scenes, like the one who is also managing, or who is going to be a next president for Indians in Denmark, and I'm actually really pushing her to take the lead and take it to the next level.
Okay.
So there are so many new volunteers, so many people behind the scenes, which people not aware of it, or they know it, but they are still not so much visible. So that's actually not only me, it's a whole teamwork. And then when it comes to restaurant, and like I said, it's not like me who owns all the restaurant. There are so many partners, and they own the restaurant, and it's my part is to overall management, and then helping them how do we do business, and give the support. And there is a managers for each restaurant. There is also general manager, and there is also partner in each location who owns the restaurant physically, and so on. So it is actually joint effort. It's not me alone who is doing everything. It's a whole team and a whole joint effort.
Yeah. Awesome. There is something I want to share with you. In 2015, when you had opened the Frederiksberg restaurant, the first ever.
First one.
Yes. I am also, I live in southern part of Denmark, as you know, in Sønderborg, but I do travel frequently to Copenhagen Business School due to the mentorship program, and I have students there. So that time exactly was one day after the opening of your first restaurant. And by word of mouth, so it's not even 24 hours, by word of mouth, it spreads that there is a restaurant and there is South Indian food, good food, we need to try. So the second day, me and my friends want to go, and we stand there, and we thought there's no need to book because it's just a new restaurant. Yeah, mistake. We had to wait half an hour to 45 minutes to get inside. And then the food was heavenly, of course, for us, because we know the food, we were able to connect with it, but to the surprise, we were the only 3 Indians sitting there. The rest were all Danes and people from other community. Yeah. They're totally enjoying. Sure. And then I walked up to and I asked, who's this person? And then they showed you.
Yeah, I was working that time. I was working as a waitress, as well as managing the restaurant.
Yes, I saw you there, and I talked to you, and I said, you need to open another. This is not going to be enough. I knew that it's going to be a success, and from management point of view, we have always been observing the success story of these South Indian restaurants. Um, and this is also going to be very interesting to know certain aspects from management point of view also. How do you do it differently? But before we get to the restaurant business, the engineering background that you have, it's usually expected that you are, going ahead in your career in that line. How was it? How were you open to shifting everything about your career, completely changing?
Yeah.
How did you feel? How did your immediate family feel and friends feel?
Like I said, the only person who knows about I'm going to or get into restaurant business is only my wife when it comes to family. So I
Yeah.
didn't tell anybody. I didn't also share anything with the friends because I don't want to get any negativity or people giving the advice which is not acceptable to me.
Yeah.
So that's a basic thing. And of course, when I started, I didn't expect that I will completely shift into this line. So it was like started as a hobby. I'm kind of foodie guy. I love food. I like to try different food, and I always feel like the South Indian food is more healthy and lightweight, and it's not a heavy meal. So
Yeah.
so that's where it's like a passion I started that I want to give some healthy food. I want to introduce my own food to Denmark. That was the whole objective. It's more into culture come business model.
Yes.
So that's where getting into this business line. But then down the line, it turned the other way around that I need to focus more on this way, and where I can see that the future is good, and also I like it. Normally it is very important. It's a culture of Denmark. Maybe Denmark will always do something if they like it. They don't do it because they get a lot of money or they get XYZ. So they always feel, okay, am I worth for doing this, or am I like this to do it? So it's the same way I like it. That's because I meet so many new people, and so many new connections, new friends, new families, and people so happy with the food. And when someone comes to a restaurant, especially, you can see that a lot of tourists, when they roam around all over Europe, or one tourist coming from one place to other place, and they come to eat South Indian food, and where
Yeah.
they are missing, and they price really high. When they price, that's actually that's a credit. That's something you live for.
I
And
agree.
these all motivated that, okay, I should change my career to restaurant business. And at least until 1 2 3 years, I didn't even tell my parents that I left the job and doing it, because how Indian family will take it. So I didn't tell them.
Oh my God, an engineer.
So but now everybody knows, and they are like, okay, it's fine.
They are okay with it. They are okay with
You get success and nobody says anything, and it's a failure, and you will see all the stories. Yeah.
it. One thing I was thinking is that, when you are starting something that is very Indian, of course, the title itself says the South Indian. When it comes to the restaurant, there is this Indians in Denmark Association, which is clearly, is Indian Association. But then I do see people from other communities largely contributing and participating. How did that happen? Because it's easy to have a community saying, oh, we are forming an association, it's for us. That is possible. But how did you attract population from especially Danish community and also from other communities that are so loving everything about us?
See, first thing, that this is not something I have done it. Actually, people love India, and there are a lot of other community, foreigners, or it can be local Danish, or Asians, or Europeans. They love India. Only thing, there are two kind of people: the people who knows India, the people who don't know India. When people come to restaurant, when you interact to them, you can find out that there are some people, they know much better than us, and they
Yeah.
tell the whole history of certain places, certain kings, certain rules, and everything, which we have no idea. I mean, we have not even studied, or maybe we forgot. But the local
Totally agree.
people, completely, they know much better than us. Then there is other community. They have not the community. There is other kind of people. They have no idea about what's going in India. Only thing they know about what is shown in the TV, that they get married with two cows, and all the funny story which telecast on the TV channel. That's the only thing they know. So these are the two different people. And this is also one of the argument when I start restaurant business, especially South Indian. And a lot of criticism, a lot of people commented that, people here don't know dosa. How are you going to sell dosa? And they don't know idli. And
My
they
God.
know only butter chicken, they know only tikka masala. But actually, surprisingly, there are, like you said, there are so many people who came. They said, we went to Chennai, maybe 1980s, or we went to Goa, 1970s, whatever. But they all come and say, we tried dosa there. It was amazing. I have not got anything here. So it's good that you open. So the lot of people, they eat dosa.
Yes.
And they know it already. It's not necessary that we need to educate them. I was thinking before start the business that this is one of the challenge that we need to educate those people what is dosa. But
Yes.
other way around, they educate their friends. When they book a board at South Indian and they tell the friends that, okay, no, there is something called dosa, which is like a pancake. Which are easy to associate with. There is something like a pancake filled with different stuffings. It's very famous in India. Nowhere we can get it. We can get it only at South Indian, and they can come. Believe me, when the South Indian started running, there are, I don't want to take the names, but there are so many North Indian restaurants started selling dosa as well. So it's indirectly, it's a great marketing because they made really horrible dosas. Then people went there because, oh, we can also get dosa X Y Z. But then as soon as they go there, we get our okay. Then the best dosa we have to go to South India.
Yeah, I think I mean, being a South Indian myself, I could say the dough, the kind of dough that we make, that is where the whole logic is, and it is a lot of time involved.
It's a preparation time is high, and also you cannot plan for if you want to cook for 50 people, you cannot plan now and cook for 50 people.
No, you need to plan ahead.
Yesterday, cook for 50 people today.
Yes, that is where I want to come to, because there is time management involved. Maybe that was also a reason why people initially thought the dosa or the South Indian food idea, because when you come back to the South Indian thought process, there's a lot of sub processes in cooking which takes time. And that's where maybe people were thinking to bring it down in a restaurant format will not be a success. How did you achieve that?
No, it was when I started, like I said, it's a trial and error. We tried so much. I learned actually a lot of things. We made so much fine even to the food control, because we don't know how to how to do a lot of stuff, because we are not a professional from the background, and also not having a support locally. So it's a lot of things we did on trial and error. But one thing in Denmark, that you can always get support from the government, which means the concerned department. You can go and talk to the food controller. When someone visits you, you can ask them, okay, I did a mistake. How do I solve it? And it is also kind of their responsibility to educate you how to solve it.
Yes.
So, these all the things will help you to develop or also plan what needs to be done when you want to run a restaurant. Especially, doesn't matter if it's a South and North Indian, but the preparation and the serving and the method, everything, there is a certain pattern and we need to follow it.
Yes. Okay, so we are taking guidance from the Danish community, meaning the food authorities.
Yeah, FEST, so they can able to help you. And also, whenever you open a restaurant, the first visit, they always tell you on the phone that, okay, I'm coming so and so time, and they will guide you complete the site, how to do it and everything. But that's up to certain limits. Then you also need, if you think that, okay, this is not enough, you need to have more. Then there are so many other consultants who can able to help you to solve all those problems.
Yeah. With the Indians in Denmark group also, I see participation from other communities. How did that come in?
No, it is again like the people, they have a relation with India. When it comes to Indians in Denmark community, the majority of the people, maybe 80% Indians, and there are remaining 20%. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my assumption. 80% Indian, 20% is local and the expats and so on.
I think so. I have a feeling, yeah.
They have something to do with India or Indians. For example, a Danish man or Danish girl who married in India.
Yeah.
That's one relation. And the other thing is that there is a companies who is doing a business in India. So they want to know how the X, Y, Z, and they want to get support for their employees and so on. So there is
Mhm.
one of the other way they have a relation with India. When it comes to relation with India, they always when it's social media, they can easily find Indians in Denmark, which is one of the
Yes.
biggest community. And
Mhm.
I'm not just saying because of my own community, but that's the only place where you can get or you can ask a question and you get answers very fast and very helpful community. I mean,
Yeah.
we are very happy for that community. It's error free or spam free community which is maintained very well in Facebook. You get all the advices, you get all the support from different community people.
Yeah. Because I have seen some questions that Indians or the newly joining in members ask, and there are Danes that are happy to answer how to do certain things in Denmark, and I see that community interaction, and that's where we are going beyond just being one community and turning itself into a global community.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I like about this group, and I hope other groups also follow through like this.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. Right now, we want to go back to the situation last year, COVID. Everything goes on fine, but then COVID happens, and definitely it hits a lot of restaurants, among many other places, also taking lives. You did make it a point to refer in your introduction that you had to close down. Yeah, so that was one hard and fast change decision. How was it? And if you could just give.
It is actually, like until 2019, everything was very normal.
Yeah.
When slowly, the beginning of 2020, the COVID, which was unexpected, there are places and also the other way around. When it comes to South Indian business, we focused mostly on the dine-in customer. We
Mm.
never even takeaway customer or promoted or made a business plan for the takeaway
Take
business.
away.
It is more like a dine-in customer because South Indian food is more fresh and you have to eat when it's hot. It's not
Yes.
really really mean for like takeaway food. So when it's a dining customer, we could manage everything. But then all of a sudden, when these changes happens, when government closed down and also the people don't come to restaurant and so on, so we have to we had a very big trouble to come out of these. Like I said, there are few restaurant which also my own and my partners, we need to close down. That's because we cannot pay the rent, and we don't get. The support because of the last financial years and so on. So that indirectly means that we need to close down few restaurants. We closed three of the South Indian in this COVID time. But like I said, this kind of we are looking at different business perspective. So this is a time where we close down the business which is not running, or we have high expenses, monthly expenses.
Okay.
So we also sustain few places where we have monthly expenses are low, like Fredericksburg, Westerboro, the monthly expenses are low, so we could able to sustain. And this also teaches us that in the moving forward, the next project, we need to always think about what is the monthly cost when the restaurant is closed down. We never thought of, we never think that the restaurant may close down for a couple of months. So we never had these kind of arguments or risk analysis in the business. Now we know that we have to always think what is the business case when the restaurant closed for a couple of months, if we can able to repay them. So the closed restaurants, the fixed cost is very high. So that's a whole thing, and it actually really affected. On the other note, I have introduced something called Urban Indian. That's a new other Indian concept last year, 2020.
Okay.
That's in the Radusplatsen, Copenhagen. One of the biggest, one very nice Indian restaurant, modern fine dine Indian restaurant. You should also visit, and you can also read the reviews, and people really love the food. That's actually a new concept we introduced, mainly focus on takeaway business and the customer base. So that's actually now supporting the South Indian because that business is very high.
Okay.
That supports South Indian, and that's how it goes hand in hand. So when everything is normal, everything will be normal.
Okay, so you have adapted or changed your business model to fit in the COVID situation.
No, that is different business line. That plan
Okay,
that executed
created an.
before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it was developed before COVID, but then it started during the COVID because we closed down and we were innovating. We
Mm.
wanted to open on 22nd of March. Then the lockdown came into the picture. So it is actually not planned for COVID, but that's completely different concept.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for some generic questions, your advice to the viewers. How does one go about identifying a career path? Having seen different career paths in your own life, what would you?
Uh, like I like I said before, if you before you choose the career path, you choose what you like. Sometimes you are like blank page where you don't know whether you what you like, what you don't like. So take something in those situations, take something what you get now, and then slowly down the line think about what you like it. And
Mm.
don't stick to one job or don't stick one place just because you get salary. So that's something I know. I always give a small tips that take a risk. There is a very nice proverb. The big risk in life is not to take risk.
The big risk in life is not
It's
to
not
take risk.
exactly.
Yeah.
So take a risk and think about it. Always think negativity. Like if you have or if you cannot succeed 1 year or 2 years, what will happen? Whether you go completely out or you can still make it happen again.
Mm.
This is what exactly I follow because I tried few other business before restaurant.
Yeah.
Everything I failed. It's not like all success.
No.
Everything I failed. But then this was something like it's there from my kind of the day when I came to Denmark, where I always missed the good South Indian food. Even I was trying to help some other South restaurant to introduce South Indian food. They completely rejected. They said no, there is no market for South Indian food. So I even before become a restaurant owner, I tried to help other restaurant people introduce few South Indian dishes and so on, but they didn't accept it.
Mm.
So this was something I had it in my mind from day one. So I told my wife that okay, I'm getting into this business. If I lose something, just think that I think myself that I came to Denmark after 2 years.
Mm.
So those 2 years, whatever I earned, whatever I saved, I invested in the business. And if I lost those 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, actually, it's a zero. So then I'll make my mind that I came to Denmark after 5 years. So I don't have any savings. I know I start from zero.
Zero.
And that's where I also made my mind that okay, I should try this at least and then see if I can success or fail.
Okay.
So take a risk and do what you like and what you feel comfort and what you think can be good for your own career.
The next thing. So now one has selected a career path, and now what will be the key challenges one should be prepared for while getting started with the new venture?
The first thing that you need to find out who is your customer
Mm-hmm.
and who is your competitor. And I have also done few business, like I said, where I didn't follow all these, I failed. So it's very important, find out who is your customer. And when you do business in Denmark, always think that not only one particular community as a business customer. Especially when it comes to Indian, don't ever think that only Indian community is your focus customer because our community is so small.
It is.
And focusing them, you cannot really grow big and you cannot really make a business out of it. So think about the business or something which suits for the global community, especially the locals. So that's very important to choose your customer.
Yeah.
Don't think anything which you think okay, this is very good business for Indians, then fail because we are very few people here. A few you don't know how many people really use your service or product.
Yeah.
So that's a basic thing.
In all the communication material, that it's all in the local language.
I don't speak Danish that fluent. Very
Okay.
quickly, But however, since I'm from IT background, it's easy for me to translate everything to English, and also I have a staff who can help me to translation. I have a
Okay.
partner who can speak Danish and who can help me out with everything. So those
Mm.
are the things. So, but still, after business, I learned a little more language than before. That's
Mm.
yeah. But I can
Okay.
able to make basic communication and conversation, and I
Yes.
can able to read almost everything. But the fluency or deep level communication still I'm learning. But it takes
There's
time.
always.
And like I said, after getting into business, I'm learning much more Danish.
Yeah. And now for top three things that one should be aware of before committing to a change.
Yeah, the first thing that your customer. That's a basic thing, and second thing to know local people and local culture. So whatever you do, it's very important. You need to know, for example, restaurant business.
Mm.
You need to know what time the Danish people eat. If you start a restaurant for Indians, then you open at 8 o'clock in the evening, where
Mm.
all Indians eat late. But
Yeah.
8 o'clock is Danish dinner is over already.
Right.
So it's very important. Local customer and local culture is very important to
Mm.
understand. And then the other one is time. It's also like, don't do anything because you are someone else doing, or
Mm.
you are forced to do it, and dedicate your time completely for whatever you do. That's the only thing will bring you success.
Now for a question on the South Indian. Um, it is ever so growing in spite of the challenges we are facing. So, are you planning on building further or expanding?
Uh, yes, there are a lot of requests to open or expand South Indian in other business, but
Okay.
right now because of the COVID, it's even in other countries, for example, Finland or
Mm.
even within Denmark, and we have strong some interest from the place SPA or what is that place where you are from? That's also I got one inquiry.
Suitable. Yes.
Sonoko, SPA, and also few more in Aarhus and so on. There are a lot
Yes.
of requests coming, but then we are very limited to find out the right partner. We don't want to just expand and then
Mm.
uh, go wrong. And at the same time, it's also getting little hard to get people from outside Denmark because of the COVID and situation. So we are working on all these to make it streamlined. But coming back to your point, your question, very clear. Yes, we will expand and we will grow more when
Mm.
the situation under control, and we have already a strong a discussion with the local partners for SPA and Sonobo.
Yeah. One more thing. What are you looking for in a partner? Who is your right partner?
The one who can take this as a career, and the one who can run the business without compromising the quality of the food and service.
Yes.
So that's a basic requirement from us.
Everybody knows you are one of the key people behind Indians in Denmark and also the South Indian. How does one reach you? What is the best way to reach you?
I'm actually available all the time. so so people can always reach me on the phone or Facebook, social media, or email. I think most of the people, they have my email ID or phone number, one of the other things, and they always write me on one of the other thing, asking give me this or connect me to this person and XYZ, asking advice and blah blah blah. So it's always, sometimes I respond to them slowly, but I always respond to all the communication what I receive.
One last question, maybe this is an additional question to, from a point of view of any Indian, let's say an Indian has just moved into Denmark, and he or she is also dreaming to be like you one day. What would your advice be? Your advice be, sorry.
My advice, like I said, if you have a real interest on to become an entrepreneur, and first find out what is your interest, and then you are always welcome to contact me, get some ideas from me, or basic introduction, whom to contact and what to do, XYZ, which I'm doing already for some of the friends. Even I help other Indian restaurant owners who is also Indian, but they run North Indian restaurant and so on. So I also help them in terms of purchase, in terms of when they are missing the resources, and I can give them a guidelines and so on. On the other way around, there are people also who runs an Indian restaurant. They also help me back.
Okay.
So we have that kind of very good relation, and it's just that people think if I go and ask him, he don't tell, or if I go and ask, they don't entertain. It's not like that. But the major problem is that there are a lot of people, they just for time pass, they come and talk 1 hour, 2 hour. I want to start these and these, then these. They just like trying to poke. So what I normally do, I test them. If someone is really interested, let them try me 3-4 times. Then I know that this guy is really interested. He's not like trying to poke. The one who want to poke always, just a call or the message, and they want to find out everything over the call. So I don't take it all at the same day. I just give them a break. Okay, let's take it next time. Let's take it next time. If someone really interested, then we go to the next level. Or else we can easily find out after the first meeting they don't even come, or they don't even bother.
They don't turn up. They don't turn up.
They just want to find out what you are curious to know, what you are doing and how you are doing.
Yeah. Okay. I think this video will be enough for them.
I am helping not only a restaurant. There are many people who has their own small companies here. I am helping them to introduce my good contacts and how to do this and that, and whenever they have some XYZ problems and so on, I also help them. And I also get help from other people. Then I get from not only Indian community, also my network is a little bigger. I get also from other community as well.
Yeah. So they can reach out to you for support and understanding certain things.
Yes, and
but they also need to do some homework.
Yeah, and one of my dream are also like people like you should do what next, that we need to create a forum for Indian business people. There
definitely
there should be people around. It's just that I can give ideas. I don't have time to execute it. But
I am looking forward to having that community of business owners.
Yeah, we need a forum where we can support each other and then also help each other.
Yeah. Yes, I am already signing up.
Perfect.
Whenever you're starting.
No, it's just that I want someone to start. I'm there to support.
Okay, then let's figure out something.
I can be a member. I cannot take a lead because of the limitation, time limitation. But I can be a mentor. I can be a part of the group and member and so on.
Yes, we will figure out something in the group. Yes.
Sure.
Is there anything else that you wanted to share with the global community before we close the call?
No, I think it's very good initiative what you have done. But sometime we also had a small discussion before you start this one. You are completely started this one. I think I remember you have called me to ask whether I can do this and that, and
yes, I did. Yeah. I reached to you as well.
Yeah. So it's the same way. It's a very small community, and don't limit ourselves as an Indian community. We have to be more international and get support and help from the other community, and we also need to learn from other community how other community helping each other.
Yes.
Same way we have to help each other, and we need to be more international community than living as an Indian community in Denmark. And we are Indian obviously by heart, by nature, by birth, but that's a different story. But when we live here, and we have to be a local, and we have to be a local community, and cooperation with the international community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
And thank you for all your time, and also the wonderful job what you are doing.
Thank you so much, KANNATHASAN. This is a pleasure, and I'm sure a lot of people would have learned a lot from your answers today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye. For sure, moving from one country and adapting to another country or the culture itself brings in a lot of challenges, and it is change management in practice, big scale. And I'm sure most of you that have moved across the globe from one place to other would agree with this. And this episode is definitely dedicated to one and all that is moving across and making this huge change decision in life. We are all building bridges. Whatever we are doing, wherever we are, and I'm sure we are building strong bridges between communities. Let's keep the good work going. And if you're liking more of what you're seeing here in this channel, please do share your comments in the comment section. We look forward to your messages and being able to answer your questions also whenever you have one. You know that you can contact Kannathasan Pandian whenever you will want to have some guidance on your business requirements. At the same time, if you're liking more of this show, please do remember to like, share, and subscribe to this community, to this channel, and that's how we are growing this community each time. Thank you. Bye-bye.